Welcome to Mr. Criminology, where we share for you to learn and succeed. In this video, we will be discussing Bill of Attainder and ex post facto law. Before we discuss what is a Bill of Attainder and ex post facto law, let us answer this question first. Who has the authority to enact penal law or criminal laws? So, sino nga ba ang pwedeng gumawa ng criminal o penal law? It is only the legislative branch of the government that can enact penal or criminal laws. The legislative branch ng ating government has the rule-making power. Sila po ang tagagawa ng batas. Now, what are the constitutional limitations on the rule-making power of the legislature? May apat. First, equal protection and due process. Second, non-imposition of cruel and unusual punishment or excessive fines. Third, Bill of Attainder. And fourth, ex post facto law. Let us discuss the first one. Section 1, Article 3 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, it states that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, and property without due process of law, nor shall any person be denied the equal protection of the laws. Itong due process, dito papasok ang criminal procedure natin. Ang isang tao bago siya tanggalan ng karapatang mabuhay, maging malaya o magkaroon ng ari-arian, dapat dumaan muna ito sa proseso. Bigyan siya ng pagkakataong ipagtanggol ang sarili niya, etc. Itong equal protection of the laws naman, dapat ang batas ay hindi namimili. Ang batas ay dapat applicable man sa mayaman o mahirap. Now to the second, Section 19, Article 3 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution states that, first, excessive fine shall not be imposed nor cruel, degrading, or inhuman punishment inflicted. Neither shall death penalty be imposed unless for compelling reasons involving heinous crimes. The Congress hereafter provides for it. Any death penalty imposed shall be reduced to reclusion perpetua. Sa ngayon, wala na pong death penalty. Second, the employment of physical, psychological, or degrading punishment against any prisoner or detainee, or the use of substandard or inadequate penal facilities under subhuman conditions shall be dealt with by the law. Ang sinasabi dito, hindi pwedeng gumawa ng legislature natin ng batas na ang parusa ay pagmamaltrato, malupit at hindi makataong parusa. It's either imprisonment or fine but not maltreatment, etc. Now let us discuss the third one, Bill of Attainder. Ano ang Bill of Attainder? Ang Bill of Attainder is a legislative act which inflicts punishment without trial. Its essence is the substitution of a legislative for a judicial determination of guilt. Ito ay batas na nagpapataw agad ng parusa kahit wala pang paglilitis. Dito sa Bill of Attainder, basically wala nang role ang courts natin. Ang legislature ay bawal gumawa ng batas na considered na Bill of Attainder. Ang Bill of Attainder ay na-violate niya din ang due process clause ng Constitution natin. Ito yung na-discuss natin kanina. At na-violate din ito ang presumption of innocence kasi punishment agad. Now to the fourth one. Ano naman ang ex post facto law? Ex post facto law is one which, first, makes criminal an act done before the passage of the law and which was innocent when done and punishes such an act. Before 2019, catcalling is not punishable. Ang catcalling is one way para bastusin ka in public places. For example, sabi ng tambay sa babaeng dumaan, "Miss, ang sexy mo, number mo nga," or "Miss, ang ganda mo, may boyfriend ka ba?" The way he speak and the circumstances of the place nakakabastos. Before 2019, hindi pa ito pinaparusahan. August 2019, naging batas yung Safe Spaces Act na pinaparusahan na yung mga ganong incident. Kung ang batas na ito ay pinaparusahan, pati yung mga acts na nagawa before August 2019, then magiging ex post facto law na ito under number 1. Yung mga acts before August 2019 ay considered innocent acts, so hindi pwedeng gumawa ng batas para parusahan yung nagawa na. Pero pwedeng gumawa ng batas para parusahan ang mga magbabiolate pa lang. Second, aggravates a crime or makes it greater than it was when committed. Third, changes the punishment and inflicts a greater punishment than the law annexed to the crime when committed. Dito sa second and third, existing na yung crime na yon. May batas na nagpaparusa. Tapos biglang inamen yung batas na iyon. Let's say tinaas yung penalty. Magiging ex post facto law itong batas na ito kung isasama din yung mga pending pa lang ang kaso or hindi pa na-file pero na-commit na. Example, sinuntok ni Juan si Pedro. Kinasuhan ngayon ni Pedro si Juan ng slight physical injuries. Nung ginawa ni Juan ang krimen, ang penalty ng slight physical injuries is arresto menor or imprisonment of 1 day to 30 days. Habang nililitis ang kaso niya, inamendahan ngayon ang revised penal code natin. Ginawang aresto mayor ang penalty ng slight physical injuries or 1 month to 6 months imprisonment. Okay lang naman yan, hindi lang magiging okay kung sa bagong batas isasama din yung mga kasong hindi pa tapos. Kagaya ng kaso ni Juan, magiging ex post facto law na yung batas which is hindi pwede. Dapat yung bagong penalty applicable lang sa mga gagawa pa lang nito at hindi sa mga nakagawa na ng krimen na yon. Fourth, alters the legal rules of evidence and authorizes conviction upon less or different testimony than the law required at the time of the commission of the offense. Same concept po ito sa second and third. Dito nga lang ang pinalitan, hindi yung penalty, kundi yung evidence needed to prove yung guilt ni accused. As a rule, sa criminal cases, ang required is proof beyond reasonable doubt. So kung i-amend yung law, dapat applicable lang ito sa mga future crimes and not those already committed before the enactment of the law. Fifth, assuming to regulate civil rights and remedies only, in effect imposes penalty or deprivation of right for something which when done was lawful. Example nitong number 5, ang legislature gumawa ng batas na fino-forfeit in favor of the government yung mga properties ng public officials and employees na na-acquire nila unlawfully. Ito yung mga properties na out of proportion doon sa salary nila. Example, nakabili ka ng worth 10 million na bahay pero ang salary mo lang pala is 15k a month. So the question is, with 15k a month salary, how did you afford it? So itong yung pinaparusahan ng batas. Itong batas na ito ay okay lang naman as long as may due process. However, kung itong batas na ito, pinaparusahan din yung mga bumili ng properties before the enactment of the law, magiging ex post facto law po yung batas. Ang forfeiture or paghatak ng ari-arian is a form of penalty. So dapat prospective pa rin siya o mag-a-apply lang sa mga future acts. 6. Deprives a person accused of a crime of some lawful protection to which he has become entitled, such as the protection of a former conviction or acquittal or proclamation of amnesty. Dito naman, na-acquit ka na, tapos gagawa ngayon ng legislature ng batas na kasamang mapaparusahan pati yung mga na-acquit na or napawalang sala na. Hindi po yun pwede. Again, dapat ang pwedeng parusahan ang mga crime na gagawin pa lang after maging effective yung batas na yon. Generally, ang ex post facto law ay batas na may retroactive effect, meaning applicable rin siya sa mga nagawa na before the effectivity of the law. Ito ay bawal sa Constitution natin. Dapat ang mga gagawing batas ng legislature ay may prospective effect as a rule, meaning applicable lang siya sa mga acts or gawa na nagawa after maging effective ang batas na yon. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to share it and to subscribe.